We're going to continue topic 3.1, which is the chain rule. This time we're going to have a graphical stem, so we're going to have to read all of our values off of the graph. And as a reminder, if I have something like f, that means I am reading the y value. If I have something like f prime, that means I have to read the slope of that value. All right, so we have the graphs f and g are above each consist of 3 line segments. Use the graphs to, apparently I cut something off, to find the following. So to find following is what that should have said. All right, so again, I'm looking at my inner function, my outer function, because I have the chain rule. I definitely have an inside function, so I have the chain rule going. So I get u equals f of x, which means that u prime equals f prime of x. My new h of x is g of u, and then I take the derivative of that, which gives me the derivative of the outside function, which is g of u, times the derivative of the inside function, which is f prime of x. And then I'm going to rewrite that one more time. I'm going to substitute my u back in, so h prime of x equals g prime of my u, which is f of x, and then times the f prime of x. We are now going to substitute in, it says it wants us to put in a 4. So h prime of 4 equals g prime of f of 4 times f prime of 4. All right, so I'm going to go to my graph. And first of all, it's asking me on my f graph to find the y value at 4. So the y value at 4 I'm noticing is 0. Then it's asking me to find the slope at 4. So it's looking like I'm going to draw a slope triangle. It's looking like it's down 1 over 1, so negative 1. Then it's asking me to find g prime of 0. So I'm going to go to the y or x value of 0, and I need the slope of this line. The slope triangle on that line looks like it's down negative 1 and over 2. So it looks like my derivative value is h prime of 4 is equal to 1/2. All right, let's try this again in 22. So I'm going to have my u, and I'm going to do my work off to the side here. So my u is going to be equal to g of x, meaning that my u prime is g prime of x. My new k function, so k of x equals the f of u, and then I'm going to take the derivative of k of x, which means we do the derivative of the outside, and then we multiply by the derivative of the inside. And then I need to replace my u, so f prime of my u was g of x, okay, and then times g of x. We're going to go ahead and plug in the 2, so k prime of 2 equals f prime of g of 2 times g, that was a prime on there, g prime of 2. All right, let's check it out here. So we're going to look at f prime of g of 2 means I need the y value at 2, which looks like it's negative 1. G prime of 2 means I need the slope here. If I'm going to draw that slope triangle, it looks like I am down 2 and over 1, so negative 2. Now I need to go to negative 1 on the f graph. I need to read the slope. The slope right here is 0. So 0 times negative 2, which is going to be 0. We have a couple more we've got lots of graphical stems, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do one more here in this video. So let's look at our inner function is u. So u equals the natural log of x. So u prime equals 1 over x. So my new p of x function equals g of u. So I'm going to take the derivative of that. So I do the derivative of the outside function times the derivative of the inside function. And then I'm going to substitute in my u, which is natural log of x. And then we're going to go ahead and plug in my 1. So p prime of 1 equals g prime of the natural log of 1 times 1 over 1. Well, we know that the natural log of 1 is 0, and 1 over 1 is just going to be a 1. So I've got to go to g prime of 0. So I'm reading the slope at 0 on the g graph. So I'm looking at the g graph. I'm going to 0. And I'm reading the slope, which means I am down 1 over 2, which means that I'm looking at the wrong problem. We're good. So equals negative 1/2.